Good morning and welcome to week 3 with me and Miss Sarah. This week we're going to be talking about being thankful and being grateful and how to show gratitude. And so we know in a time when everything's really changing, it can feel really hard to find something that we enjoy or something that we are grateful or thankful for. So for today's activity, you guys are going to need some pencils, some crayons, some markers, maybe paper, scissors, glue, whatever you want to draw and be creative. So you guys can go ahead and pause me and then unpause me when you're ready to go. Great. So I'll just show you guys quickly the cover of our mindful card today, and then I'll show you the back. So if you want to do it again, you can go ahead and read the directions on your own. And we'll go ahead and post this with the video. So this card is really meant to do before you guys go to bed, but you can do it in the morning too. So we want to encourage you guys to try and do this once a week. So before we start, I'm going to ask that you guys take 3 deep breaths and just think about what you're grateful for. So we'll take flower breaths and I'll go ahead and do it with you. Here we go. You breathe out. Okay, so once you're ready to go, you guys can start drawing or writing about things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be a story or a list. It can be whatever you want it to be and however you want it to look. So I actually already drew mine, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what mine looks like. So if you can see here, I just used a lot of happy colors. I wrote some words. I drew pictures of food I really like, of the outside, of flowers, friends, family. So you guys can go ahead and, whatever you're feeling, you can share it in that way or whatever you're grateful for. And then we want to kind of ask that you keep it by your bed each night, and you guys can look at it each night and remember, things in life that you're grateful and thankful for. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Sarah for your longer activity, and I hope you guys had a good day or a good morning if you're just waking up. Bye.
Hi everyone, thanks so much, Bryn. That was a great intro to gratitude. Today's project, we are going to be making gratitude mobiles. So we're going to think about the things that you are grateful for, thankful for, some of the things that you just wrote down, and we're going to put them on a mobile so that you can look at them all the time. Miss Sarah really likes making things like dream catchers and using yarn, and this is an old hula hoop to make different art projects and use different knots or techniques to have things hang from other objects. That's something that I've always really liked to do. So this is what we're going to be making today. And it's not done yet. I'm just going to show you a variety of techniques that we can do. Normally I would have you pause now to go get your material, but I really want you to look around your house and outside for things that you can use, and that might take a while. So I'd rather you watch first, and then you can go gather your materials and make what you'd like. The techniques I'm going to show you are pretty simple. It's just different ideas that you can use. And if you need to, you can always come back and rewatch some of the things that we do. So I'm going to put this right here for now. I'll show you some of the things that I'm using and how we're going to incorporate the things that we are grateful for into our mobile. I'm going to tilt this down. So if you notice, I used mixture of string and paper and things from outside. If you have string, you can use that. If you've got things from outside, like a branch with some leaves on it, you can use something like that. If you don't have yarn or a shoelace or ribbon or anything like that, then I'm going to show you how you can use paper so that you can get these little hangy tendril things and incorporate some of that. So you will always have something that hangs from your mobile. So some of the things that you could use are pom-poms, feathers, for the bottom. This is the branch with leaves attached outside. You could write things that you're grateful for on the leaves. Yarn, different kinds of ribbon, okay? And if you don't have those things, this is the stick that I gathered from my walk the other day. If you don't have those things, and even if you do and you just really would like to add paper, I'm going to show you how we can incorporate that. So I just took a scrap piece of paper, one that was in my printer that I didn't really need, that was printed by mistake, and I colored it with my colored pencils, okay? So, whoopsies. All I did was I just wanted to get some color on there because we're not going to really see up close on the paper, so I just really went back and forth with different shades, whatever shades I wanted. I made sure to get both sides, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe I want to add a little bit of this color. Okay, flip it over. Maybe I want to add a little bit more green on this side. Okay, and you'll see I already started writing on this, but I'm going to write more with you. Okay. And you know what? Someone gave me a tip. Ruby, she told me that I could share this with you from 5th grade. She said she likes to listen to some violin cover playlists when she is working on her school projects, and so that's going to be my playlist for today. So I'm going to turn that on while we work. To me, coloring is very relaxing. So if you need a break during one of your subjects, have a piece of computer paper near you that you can just scribble on. Kind of relaxes your mind. And then you can make something out of it at the end of the day. So even if it's just when you're switching subjects, you just need a couple of minutes. You can color really freely and don't have to think about it looking like anything, which can really help to relax your brain. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Just lots of squiggles and lots of lines. Okay. Now we're going to add some writing. So as you can see on this mobile, we've got two types of paper decorations. We've got some little squiggly swirlies here, okay, that kind of bounce. And we've also got some beads. Now you would not even guess that these are made out of paper, would you? But they are. So I'm going to show you how to make both the little squiggly swirlies and how to make the paper beads and put things that you're grateful for on the inside. So I started out with writing something that I'm grateful for that money cannot buy. The first thing that I chose was watching my daughter see things for the first time. To me, that's one of the coolest experiences. Just a few weeks ago, we got to take her to the beach before we were staying inside for a bit, and we got to see her look at sand for the first time, and she got to put her toes in it, and she tried to put some in her mouth, and then she figured out it was yucky, and she just squealed with delight, and we got to see that. And for me, that's one of the coolest things, is watching her get to experience things for the first time and see it through her eyes. She's going to see so much. So that's my first choice. And then I'm going to show you how to cut this out and create, we'll start with a squiggle, I think, for this one. I'm going to leave the piece above it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a straight line, okay, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not, as close as I can to the writing. Okay, so now it looks like this. Okay. Make sure that you are cutting long ways, okay? A long way. Okay, so then you can take a pencil or a colored pencil, anything that's round, and you wrap your strip of paper around the colored pencil like so. Okay, then you just hold it for a second like this. Okay, and when you let go, it's a little squiggly ribbon, and you can attach that to your mobile. I'm going to set this aside for when we are ready to attach things. The second technique that you saw in there was making paper beads. Now you also are going to use a strip of paper for this. So I'm going to write the second thing that I am grateful for. And I'm going to play off last week's something I'm grateful for that changes. And I'm going to pick seasons. I am grateful for seasons because you can always count on them to change. My favorite season is summer, and I look forward to that every year. But we know that even if there's a particular season that we don't like, it will always change and it will always end. So we can enjoy the seasons that we like and know the ones that we don't will also pass. So for this technique, we also need a pencil. Instead of on our ribbon, we went all the way down the pencil. This time, we're going to stay in the same spot, okay? We're going to roll, very tight, very, very tight. There should be no space here, okay? Really, 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 really tight. Roll, all the way. And keep it as thin as you can. We don't want it to separate like this. You want it to be very, 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 very thin. So right on top of the other, each layer goes. If you notice it starts to go this kind of slide off, just scoot it back on. Keep rolling. Okay. Then take a piece of tape. Okay. Little piece of tape to keep our bead secure. And then we just slide it right off. And we've just made a paper bead. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side too for us to attach to our mobile. Now I'm going to show you a couple of yarn techniques. So this stick, it's not perfectly straight, and that's okay. We're going to take whatever color yarn we'd like, and we are going to wrap it around our stick the same way that we made the ribbon curl. So I'm just going to tie a knot on this side, or you could glue it on this side, but I'm going to start with tying a knot, just like you would tie in your shoelace. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap the thread all the way around the stick. This is another thing that I really like to do on breaks. If it takes you a little bit longer, that's okay. You can do this in pieces. You can work on this project all day long. You can even work on it once you think you're finished. You can keep adding different strings or papers or leaves and keep writing down things that you're grateful for. So this is something that is never ending. It's the project that keeps on giving. Okay? At the end it gets to go a little bit faster when you don't have as much string to hold. Okay. Now again, this is if you have yarn. If you don't have yarn, that's okay. I'm going to tie a knot at the end. You can do the same thing with paper. We learn how to do that. Okay? And then I just trim the end. Okay? So this is how you would wrap the top of this. Now to attach your tendril, okay, you just need a little piece of tape. And you can tie it, tie it. You can just fold it over and tape one side of the paper to the other side, like so. And then it stays secure. Okay? Then, you can just kind of curl it so it falls down. To add a bead, if I wanted to add a bead to the paper, I would have used a thinner piece of paper. But if I am using yarn, take my piece of yarn that I like, or string, or shoelace, whatever I choose, okay? A little bit. I've got a pretty long piece. You can use whatever length you want, but it's pretty long, okay? I'm going to fold it in half like this so that there is a loop, okay? I'm going to take my loop, put it above my stick, And then I'm going to take these 2 strings, put it through the loop, and pull it. And that's how I attach the strings that I like. If I want to put a bead on, one of my paper beads, okay, I can thread the paper bead through the yarn. This one's pretty thick yarn. It'll go through though. If I need to, I can use a pencil to get it all the way. But I think we got it. There we go, okay. We can thread a bead through, and then to make sure it doesn't fall off, you can just tie a very loose knot, just like you would tie in your shoelace. Okay, make a loop and pull the thread through. Okay, that's how we attach our bead. There we go. Oh, our tendril's kind of kooky. There. Okay, now if we're using objects from nature, I'm just going to show you how we can incorporate that as well. So, I got a branch from the backyard with some little leaves on it, okay? So now I can write something on the leaves that I am grateful for. So something else that I'm grateful for is my dog, when he keeps me safe at night. That's when I'm most grateful for him, is when it's nighttime and I feel safe with my big dog that you guys have seen. Okay? So I just wrote dog. Oops. There we go. And if you guys don't know how to spell something that you want to write, you can always draw a picture. That's fine too. So the way that I stuck this on our mobile is I just placed it over the top of the mobile like so and just balanced it. Okay? Now, if you wanted to add, let's say, a feather to the bottom, you could tie that around. If you wanted to add, some beads, maybe you have some old beads lying around, or old jewelry, or maybe you made a necklace before and you want to make it into something else, okay, you can hang that. Anything that you find around the house that you have permission to use, please do, okay? Get creative with how you're writing and how you're building things. And please, please add to this as much as you like. These are just some very basic techniques, but you guys can also come up with your own techniques as well. On some of these, you'll see that I did some different kinds of knots, or even maybe a braid. This one has a braid here, okay? Just kind of twirl the strings around until you create a pattern, and because they can stick together, you can kind of experiment a little bit and make more knots, okay? So please post a photo of your mobile after you are done, okay? And remember all the things that you are grateful for. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.